So it is January 14th. We are this week until Wednesday, I think we're 27 weeks pregnant with the boys. I haven't felt like, and this is my first video at 27 weeks because I just haven't felt like any justified reason to actually like vlog this whole process because it has been such an easy pregnancy. And I'm so freaking blessed to say that. I know I'm so blessed to say that. Easton, honestly, my pregnancy with Easton was harder than with the twins. And I remember like finding out I was having twins and going into it like, this is going to be awful, because you just think like 2 means double the stress, double the pain, double the, I don't know, complications. And they do say that there's more complications with twins. But our twins are die-die twins, so that means, if you don't know, that they are in their own sac with their own placenta. So it's actually the healthiest type of twins that you can have. And not just that, but they're identical. And we just, like, from the beginning thought that they were fraternal because they were not in the same sac or had the same placenta, and just like mentally we didn't know anything about twins. We were like, they're obviously not identical, they don't share any of these things. But they came out with a test. My doctor said in like 2018 that this test came out where all they had to do was draw my blood, and then they could tell that there was only one other strand of DNA in my blood. So they were like, if there's only one strand, then the baby shared the strand, it means they shared the same DNA, means they're identical. So we're having identical twin boys. Easton will be 2 on March 11th. My due date's April 19th, but they typically don't let you go past 38 weeks with twins. So if we make it to 38 weeks, we will have them probably either C-section or induced beginning of April. It's like the week of the 3rd, I think. So I think I'm vlogging about it now because like it's just feeling so surreal. Like I think the last like 4 or 5 months, it was just like still a state of shock of like, what are we gonna do? And now that it's getting closer, it's like, what are you gonna do? Like you do it. You make it happen and you do it. So yeah, the day we found out we were having twins, I actually paid for an ultrasound because a lot of doctors won't do an ultrasound until you're farther along and do your first appointment. Paid like 80 bucks to go to one of those like ultrasound spas in the Atlanta area. And I remember, and I'll share a little like clip here. It was crazy, y'all. Like this girl immediately put the thing on my stomach. I don't know the term, I'm so stupid. A wand, I don't know what you call it. Immediately, and saw 2 babies. And Tristan actually noticed it first, and he was like, is there 2 in there? And of course they're like so little because it was like 8 weeks or less that I was pregnant. And I was laughing like, haha, how would you know there's 2, whatever? And she was like, yeah, there's 2. And I freaking freaked out. I mean, in the video, I'm just like, because I'm shook, like I'm shook, like I'm shook. But finding out was incredibly crazy. And then like the first people we called was our family. Like I FaceTimed my sisters, I FaceTimed my mom, I called my dad, Tristan immediately called his mom, and they like didn't believe us at first. So we FaceTimed them so they could see the actual screen. And it was just this like incredible feeling of like, what are the freaking chances? And then like, I don't know, y'all, it was just, I was freaking blown away anyways. So yeah, we found out we were having twins very, very early on before we even saw the doctor. We went to go see the doctor at like 10 weeks, I think is when we first had our appointment, and they were all so shocked too because we went in with the ultrasound and they're like, you're having twins. And Tristan and I are just looking at each other like, yay. And they're like, this is great. And I'm like, by the way, we already knew. And they like didn't realize that we already knew. I'm like, we've already had an ultrasound, that's how we knew it. And it just like didn't process for them, so we were just like pretending to be really surprised, whatever. But immediately when you find out you're having twins, they typically we'll send you to a high-risk specialist and label you as a high-risk pregnancy, just because the complications with twins, triplets, all of that, multiples, they're so elevated. So like preeclampsia, I can never say this word, gestational diabetes, all of the things that make you go into preterm labor and have complications happen more with twins. So Easton was 36 weeks. I was 36 weeks pregnant when I had Easton, so they automatically labeled me high risk because he was early. And if you have a preterm pregnancy before the twins, your second pregnancy with twins, and they just label you high risk. So I went in and started seeing the high risk doctor. And they just have like better technology to rule out like heart problems that are very common in twins, brain issues that are very common in twins. They do the DNA testing. They test all the chromosomes, make sure there's enough of those and all those things. But I was just released last week or the week before from my high risk doctor. So that's exciting because I was having to literally go see 2 doctors every time I'd go to the doctor. I had to go to my regular OBGYN and then go over there, and it was just like, it was a full-time job to go see the doctors. So he released me because they did all their heart scans and the brain scans and everything looks perfect. So he was like, I don't need to see you anymore, just go to a regular doctor, do your regular growth scans, make sure they're growing as we progress on the pregnancy. And of course, if anything happens, I would probably go back. But I have my my glucose chugging party next week. Not next week, the week after next. Next week is our baby shower. So that video will be coming next week. A week from today is our baby shower. My mom's coming in town, my sister's coming in town. It should be really fun. We're doing like, men can come as well. Tristan wanted to be a part of that. So Tristan's like, let's have a baby shower. So yeah, anyways. It's not like a girl thing, and everyone's kind of like freaked out about it. They're like, guys are coming, and like I could freaking care less, like whatever. So it should be just like a big old party for everybody. So yeah, I'm excited for that. But hopefully the glucose test goes well and I pass that, and then probably, I think at 30 weeks they have me come every week for a growth scan to make sure both babies are growing at a good pace. But my last appointment, last ultrasound, they were both like 1 pound and 12 ounces, 11, 12 ounces. So they're right there at almost 2 pounds each. I weighed 143, 44 pounds, something like that. And it's the heaviest I've ever been. When I had Easton, I was like 135 when I had him. And then I left the hospital and I was like 125. I just like shed the weight. So I'm giving myself grace because I'm like, girl, you got 2 babies in there. Like that alone's 4 pounds, and then 2 placentas and 2 sides. It's just like, ooh. But it'll be a real journey to see what I look like after the babies come out, and just like how I can adapt to get back to where I was before. And not that that's like my main, like I'm freaking out about it, but it's going to be fun to have that process because with Easton, I feel like I bounced back so fast. And I was so little with Easton that there wasn't really much I had to do to get back to where I was. And I probably wasn't 100% where I was before, but you know. So anyways, next week's vlog, since like now you know what's going on with us, will contain getting ready for our baby shower, picking up my mom from the airport. She's coming in from Arizona to Atlanta on Thursday, I think Thursday night or Thursday afternoon, staying until Monday after the baby shower. So I'm like super excited for that. And then the baby shower Saturday, we'll have some footage of that in our vlog for next week. And then yeah, just vlogging every week with updates. And both babies were head down in my last appointment. So if they're both head down and I go into labor, I can try to deliver naturally, which is what I really do want to do. I liked the idea of having a C-section that was planned, and I knew when I was going to go in and have the babies, because then I could have my mom there with me, and I could have plans for Easton to go stay with Tristan's parents, and either way he'll have somewhere to go, but it would just be like this perfectly planned little, you know, situation where he has, or we have help with in-laws, my in-laws, and then I can just go and relax and, I don't know, have it planned. Because I'll have to tell the story of Easton, and his birth was so freaking unplanned. He came a month early. We didn't have a nursery ready. We had just moved here to Georgia. I just got my real estate license here, and I was like transitioning from being a Florida agent to being a Georgia agent and joining a team and all this craziness. And I was helping clients while I was in freaking labor with Easton. So yeah, it was a lot going on. So I do feel like it's a lot more calm this time. We're not in the process of moving. We have a room for the boys. They are going to be sharing a room. I've read a lot of books, and I met a lot of girls that have had twins that have said that the twins actually enjoyed being together. So instead of having them in separate rooms, we have decided to have them in the same room, and they'll probably be in the bassinet in our room for the first couple months anyways, because Easton did that as well. Now he sleeps in his crib by himself and it's wonderful. So that's our plan, is just to like have them in our room with us, and then we'll have their nursery ready eventually. I won't even show you what the nursery looks like right now because we don't have anything ready. I have a dresser in their closet that was gifted to us, and I have clothes that people have bought for us. I have diapers because I tend to try to buy a pack when I go to Target. I just get a pack for the babies because I'm getting some for Easton, so I just grab like smaller sizes and get the good deals at Target and like store those up there. So we've got some diapers, some wipes, that kind of thing. But yeah, we're getting closer every freaking day, and I'm just like freaking out. Like it's such a fun experience though, because like you literally never know what you're gonna get. You never know what to expect, and it honestly feels like my first time having a baby because it's so different than when you have one and you have two. Twins just feel so different. So I feel like I've never done this before because I haven't. So yeah, but I literally thank God every day that this has been the easiest pregnancy for having twins. I've heard so many horror stories. I've heard people just being completely sick and having really bad preeclampsia and just all these issues with twins, and I just haven't had to deal with them. So I'm so thankful. Continue to keep us in your prayers that that the babies keep growing as they should, so we don't run into any issues before I'm supposed to have them. And hopefully they just come out at the perfect time and it is not too much for me and for my body to handle, and that they are just safe, and hopefully we won't have to spend much time in the hospital and just get to come home. And so anyways, that was a fun chat with y'all, just a little bit about our situation. Yeah, next week's vlog will include baby shower stuff, my mom coming, and just all the fun parts of having a baby. So we will see you next week at our channel. Subscribe, follow along. We're super excited to just share the rest of this journey and then share what it's like to have newborn twins, because I know it's gonna be freaking nuts. So if you want some chaos and you want to make your life feel like it's a little bit, you know, more put together, we're probably good people to follow along with, because our life's gonna be a scramble of a mess of things. So I'll see y'all soon. You can of course find me on TikTok with pregnancy updates and just fun videos at Keely McNeil, and then Instagram as well if you want to follow along. But see you guys next week.